guys, gals, non-penny pals, and all my friends and folks out there. Welcome to another reading of this fanfic called Sacrifice, a Star Wars fanfic by Lucky_Ducky_123. Please don't mind me, I'm reformatting my story at the same exact time, so... Oh, it's done now. Okay. Well, I was gonna do that and then give you the whole entire intro, but I still gotta fix this because somebody decided to reload. Anyway, before we get into this, of course, don't forget to check out the rest of our channel and the links in the description down below, which will take you to all of the previous parts and also to Stories, the First Generation, which is a Star Wars editing project that I've been working on. So I would very much appreciate it if all of y'all checked it out. Also, what is Stories? It basically just explains, well, what Stories is and what it's going to be. So, if you have the time and you love Star Wars, go and check it out. This is basically about a line of succession, and I really think that all of y'all are gonna like it. Of course, down below, if you're into clans and Voltron Legendary Defender and just really, really crazy lore and magic and fanfiction and Wattpad, yeah, I know that's a lot, go check out my two fanfics of Unseen and then Focus, which is the one I'm currently working on, which is the sequel to Unseen, which I am planning on maybe making a trilogy. No, I am, and I'm just putting it out there now. So go and read Unseen because it's not too long, and then read Focus along and catch up. I really think all of y'all will enjoy it. But, otherwise than that, we're good. So, we're just gonna start off from where we left. Don't forget to check us out on all of our social outreaches. Noisily, the main gate lifted to flood the blackness of the hallway with blinding light, revealing the silhouetted figures of Luke and Anakin. Yes, the #1 Star Wars trope. The thing that we all hell in the movies. Anyway, and the TV shows. But anyway, here we go. Both men were clad in their dark robes and strode purposefully and silently into the hall. Oh my god, I'm like fangirling. I know I'm stopping, but it's just like, this is like is this like Revenge of the Sith moment for Anakin, kind of, but like not totally, because he's with his son, but like I don't exactly know it. Oh my god, it's so cool. Anyway, I love this. 2 giant guards moved to block their paths, and the Jedi halted, staring down the Gamorreans. Anakin nodded to Luke. Oh, yes! Anakin nodded at Luke, and the boy raised his hand, pointing at the 2 puzzled guards, who immediately lowered their spears and fell back. Luke lowered his hand and moved on down the hallway. Anakin at his heels. Father-son moments. This is so good. Seriously, I'm having my own anime fanboy fangirl fan moment. I am. Anyway, Bib Fortuna appeared out of the gloom. He attempted to speak to Luke and Anakin as they approached him, but neither man stopped. and Bib reversed his direction. He hurried alongside the Jedi in order to carry the one-sided conversation. Several other guards fell behind them in the darkness. "We must speak with Jabba," Luke said calmly, much to Anakin's surprise. He could sense the boy's nerves, though, seeing the trembling of his shoulders. Obviously, these friends of his were very important to him. Anakin wanted desperately to reassure Luke with a pat on the shoulder. But he could not reveal the boy's weakness to the enemy. So good. Bib answered, and Huddy's shaking his head in denial. Luke stopped and glared at Bib as he raised his hands. "You will take me to Jabba now," he practically shouted. Anakin I'm sorry, I want to retake that one just because. "You will take me to Jabba now," he practically shouted. Anakin blinked at the sheer power behind the Force suggestion, staring at Luke rather warily. Was this how other Jedi responded when he responded to Anakin when he got angry? This is priceless. Anyway, we will continue. And was it really the dark side? We about to find out. The Twiling's eyes glazed over, and he turned into a hypnotic response to Luke's command. Luke, following the gesturing for Anakin to come. "You serve your master well," Luke reassured Bib, still taking in a Force suggestion. "I serve my master well," Bib responds, and Huddy's still a little glazed. "And you will be rewarded," Luke whispered again. "And I will be rewarded," Bib said, looking like he would collapse soon. Wow. Not too much suggestions are rather harsh on the mind, Anakin said under his breath, looking directly at Luke. Luke glanced up and seemed to notice that he was still whispering things to the Twi'lek. "Oh, sorry. I'll let him up," he said sheepishly, still looking nervous. "Don't be so tight. I can sense your nerves," Anakin said again, pausing as they finally reached the throne room. Oh, this is good. But Luke barely heard him that time. His eyes were locked dead on a beautiful young girl dressed in a skimpy costume of a dancing girl. A chain with a muzzle attached ran from her throat to her sleeping master, Jabba the Hutt, and Anakin winced in sympathy, knowing all too well what it was like to be owned by someone. He couldn't help the anger that blossomed in him at the sight, but Luke's anger was far more pronounced. Well, duh. Look, that's his sister, and at this point, they already kind of know that. They just know it. It's not like Luke and Leia didn't know they were sister and brother. They just didn't consciously know it. They just didn't really process that one actually being related to each other part. But they had always really treated each other like that. So Leia slipped out from under Luke's breath, and Anakin realized that this girl was no mere slave. She must have been one of Luke's one of the friends Luke had cared for. But for some reason, the woman looked scarcely like Padme. The thought unnerved him, and he reassured himself with the knowledge that his wife was safe at home, albeit 23 years in the past. However, that wasn't the only thing Anakin noticed. This is the sweet part. A rather familiar golden protocol droid stood behind Jabba. Yes, I'm sorry. Looking strangely nervous for a droid and constantly casting his gaze around the room. 3PO? Anakin thought, with unrevealed shock. At last, Master Luke's come to rescue me. And who is that? 3PO exclaimed when he caught sight of the Jedi. Master? He said, Master. Bib whispered to Jabba, ignoring the droid. Jabba awakened with a start, and Bib continued in Huttese. Luke Skywalker, Jedi Knight, and his companion, although I'm not sure who. I assume another Jedi. I told you not to admit it. I told you not to Now, so Darth Vader. I told you not to admit him. Jabba growled. Yeah, no. I just didn't get that bit today. I must be allowed to speak. Luke pierced, pressing his force suggestion against Bib's mind again, not caring about the consequences. What they did to Leia. He locked eyes with the princess, who was looking at him with questioning brown eyes. She jerked her head in Anakin's direction, and Luke simply shrugged, the gesture telling her that he had no idea who Anakin was, and to just go with it, that he's trustworthy. This is so good. He must be allowed to speak. He must be allowed to speak, Bib repeated in his voice, even in Huttese, monotonous under the Force suggestion. Jabba furiously clobbered Bib and shoved him away. You weak-minded fool! He's using a He's using an old Jedi mind trick on you. Okay, I'm gonna do my best. You weak-minded fool! He's using a Jedi mind trick. We're working on it. Seriously. Luke glared hard at the Hutt Lord and pulled his hood down rather dramatically. Anakin is experiencing Order 66 Luke style. I'm just saying. Down rather dramatically as Anakin continued to remain silent behind him, his head still up. Anakin wasn't really sure if his face was still recognizable by the public after 23 years. Surely they would know. He should have aged and get suspicious. However, these were a bunch of drunks with not much focus on their surroundings. He had encountered Jabba before, though, remembering nostalgically that his first mission he had with Ahsoka, and he wasn't going to risk revealing his identity. The Force was silently telling him he was in this time period to learn and observe hoping only when needed. Okay. He did so without hesitation, interested in what was happening anyway. Of course he was. I am too. It was more action than he had gotten in a while. At least, minus the battle croissant, of course, and the boy apparently, his son, Padme's, and his creation. The idea still baffled him. However, he would admit that he was slightly disappointed that Padme had won the guessing game at the gender of the baby. He had been so sure it was going to be a girl. Yeah, you got a girl and a boy, you know that. Duh. Of course. Yeah, of course they just popped out of here and he's just like, Luke, you're here. Oh, there's another. Oh, I guess we have to go with the girl named Leia. Hey, I guess me and Annie were right. I bet she somewhat said that in her mind as she saw them and then just died of a broken heart, unfortunately. But you will bring Captain Solo and the Wookiee to me. Luke's words brought Anakin out of his thought and focused back on now. You will bring Captain Solo and the Wookiee to me. Luke's words brought Anakin out of his thoughts, and he was focused on the scene in front of him. Your mind powers. Sorry. I'm doing my best on this one. Your mind powers will not work on me, boy. Jabba growled, glaring at Luke and occasionally glancing Anakin with a weary eye, as if the man would suddenly spring up and attack everyone on sight. Nevertheless, I'm taking Captain Solo and his friends. You can either profit by this or be destroyed. It's your choice, but I warn you not to underestimate my powers. Okay. I might say that one time again because I didn't like the way that it came out, but okay. Nevertheless, I'm taking Captain Solo and his friends. You can either profit by this or be destroyed. It's your choice, but I warn you not to underestimate my powers. Luke said darkly, his blue eyes ablaze with anger at the treatment of the princess. She didn't deserve this. Not to be in that terrible metal bikini and pressed against Jabba's slimy body like she was some doll. In fact, he was engrossed in his anger that he barely heard Jabba's rumbling laugh, nor 3PO's warning. Anakin noticed it a split second before 3PO did, his senses blaring suddenly, and before shrieking a warning. There will be no bargain, young Jedi. I shall enjoy watching you and your friend die. This is about to be good, Jabba said, reaching for the button on a stone. Luke reached out suddenly, and a pistol jumped out of the guard's holster and flew into Luke's arms. The bewildered guard grabbed for it as well. Jabba pressed his hand down. Luke! Luke! Anakin cried, grabbing for the boy's arm as the four fell away, but only to fall right along with Luke and The other guards had tried to grab his blaster from Luke's hands. In the guard's attempt to grab the blaster, Luke's fingers instinctively squeezed the trigger and plastered a burn mark on the ceiling as they fell. Jabba laughed, and his courtiers joined in. They started to frown with worry, but she was restrained by a human guard, Lando, still in his disguise. She looked at him, and his head shook. No. No. Okay. Well, because that was 20 minutes, we're going to wrap it up, and I'll see you next time for the reading. I know, stuff is getting good, but, you know. Anyway, don't forget to check out the links down below in the description and just the rest of the channel outreach. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Peace!